Welcome back, everyone. And yes, we got something special. We are showcasing a prototype king build. I have to stress prototype because there's a lot of growing pains here. But we end up having a few different variants, and we're basically, this is the earliest version of what we got. We kind of came with a foundation, and then we built on that foundation. We surprisingly got an interesting number of wins with a different array of going up against a different array of leaders. It's just that, this is the footage that we got, so try not to be too disappointed in the matchup. Win some, lose some, but it was just to gather the general idea of what direction we needed to go in, right? So it's like, okay, we felt like we got a surprising enough amount of wins with the leader, with this bare bones build essentially. And it's like, okay, well, how do we improve it, make it more consistent, get it to do what it's doing but better? So yeah, this is essentially the prototype concept. And maybe you guys might spark inspiration from it, but essentially we got like 3/4 ish, because like the fourth one is just a variant of the variant. But all in all, yeah, we've been legitly working on the king build, and we found a few interesting things regarding the build, or regarding the leader, the meta, the format. Everything should improve in general once Sakazuki is gone, and then the next boogeyman is Moria. once that stupid consistency calms down, because I'm sure something's in the works in the future. And real quick, before I get back to it, I hope it's not like constant power creeping. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of the answer is to print something worse and worse and worse. Like, listen, we got a banned and restricted list for a reason, and we have errata cards. So let's just use that instead of printing more toxic stuff in order to combat what's toxic. Because then no shots, no shade, but then you get Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like, that game is so different from what it used to be. I don't even know if people get hyped when they have those moments where they draw, like they get so lucky and they just heart of the cards moment. Because we had to wait 10 turns to get something like that back in my day. Anyway, okay, so as you can see, some interesting selections. We got the ramp. 10-drop Kaido is just important in general, especially with the way this format goes. Good decks pretty much swarm the field. And you see the EDG, and he's kind of lovely because guess what? When you do reach that Dawn state against a non-purple deck, 10 Dawn and 10/10 is triggers EDG's ability. So that's what's special there. It triggers his ability. So now we have a rush character that can lower something by 2,000. And when we're at 10 Dawn, our king can lower everybody by 1,000. So essentially, you just put somebody down 3,000, and it's like we can just start swinging into it. So it's just a good way to apply pressure and something that complements the leader. So yeah, ETG is really good. I realized, like, as when knowledge of a game gets better and better, I was just like, wow, Queen, that rush Queen, really would have worked with the leader back in the day. I was like, wow, there was actually a decent build for this. When that kid wall was so toxic, I'm like, wow, you really could have just played Queen, lowered him by 2,000, used Onigashima, lowered him by an extra 1,000, and now he's just a 5k character that everybody can swing into. It's just interesting when you apply our your knowledge of the game, and you like apply it to back then, you realize the cooler things you could have got away with. But essentially, the benefits of King obviously is to just attack over characters, or to make the opponent more cautious of using certain blockers, right? They got a 6k blocker or whatever. Well, guess what? You're gonna lose it, right? Now it's a 5k blocker. So we're about to close out the game with Rush Kaido, And we got a GG here. Subscribe to see what we've been doing with this Leader King. Trust me.